Concept of a good woman is constantly changing as history progresses. Initially, colonially speaking, a good woman was someone who came from a good family. She was well educated. She could speak multiple languages. She could read. She could write. She could draw. She could sing. She went to charm school, right? She was well versed in social etiquette. That was a good woman. Her primary role was providing status to her husband from her origin of birth. As history progressed and we got to the industrial era, a good woman became a domestic manager. She cleaned, she raised children. While men worked in factories, the woman would maintain the home and manage the children. Then there was World War II. Here comes the Rosie the Riveter propaganda. To help support the war efforts while the men were away, the women joined the workforce. Industrial production literally depended on female labor during World War II. Then post-war comes. The men come back. Women are asked to go back to the household. Soldiers needed jobs. Women were pushed out of the labor force and back into domestic roles. Mind you, all of this before women even had bank accounts. Then here comes the 1980s. Women are working full-time and doing all of the domestic labor. They're girl bossing it up because the economy requires a dual income. But domestic expectations for women don't shift to men. Now we are still living in that world where women are expected to do it all. Women's roles throughout history have always been elastic. It expands, it contracts, it reshapes itself to meet the economic needs. Society asks women to be whatever the economy needs at the moment, and then moralizes that role as a good woman. Men's roles, by contrast, stay stagnant. The definition of a good man hasn't changed. Men are providers and protectors. Men have never been asked to change. Society has never asked men to be anything else. Their labor has always been their primary value to society. So their identity has stayed fixed for such. Women, on the other hand, have been trained to be multifunctional. Be workers, be mothers, be managers, be emotional caretakers. Men have always been monofunctional. So now that women have absorbed two roles, society has made men obsolete to the average woman. She can do all of her own domestic labor. If she can provide and protect for herself, if she can emotionally regulate herself, what can a man do for her? Men's inability to change and to shift the same way that women have been forced to change and shift is why the average woman does not need a man. You are not able to add value to her life because you are stuck in a role that has become obsolete. Women make money. That is the truth. There's no way around that in society. Society now requires women to work because of capitalism. Capitalism requires lots of bodies for the workforce. So there's no women leaving the workforce. There's no women stop doing domestic labor because everyone has to do domestic labor. If men are not willing, add some type of value to women's lives to make women's lives easier. Why would a woman accept a man? Like, really, please tell me. Because society has required women to become multifunctional. So where does that position men in the lives of these multifunctional women? Traditional masculinity is obsolete. If men do not grow emotionally, spiritually, domestically, then they really do not have a role in the lives of the average woman. There's no way around that. So the truth of the matter is that men have to look themselves in the mirror and decide collectively that they are going to change. Because there is no role for an obsolete position. Your position has become obsolete. You cannot do the bare minimum. You cannot show up doing the bare minimum, expect to have a role in the lives of the modern woman.